Hey, it's Monday, bank holiday in the UK. I hope you've had a great coronation weekend. I'm a bit of a royalist, so I've pledged my allegiance to King Charles. So, and I thought it was a great day on Saturday. I didn't enjoy the concert so much. I don't think Lionel Richie can sing or put out the bangers like he used to. But fair play to the country coming together for our King and Queen. So I enjoyed that. Anyways, nice. We've got a full house tonight. We've got back in the house, Miss Modler. How are you feeling, my love? Are you feeling better? Are you muted?
Yes, he's muted.
Oh dear.
She's muted.
There's always one.
Oh,
No, it doesn't matter.
Okay, you should be able to hear me now.
Yeah, we can hear you now. How
Yes.
are you feeling? Are you feeling better?
Not really.
Not really.
I feel pretty rough, but I'm here.
Have you had some chocolate cake?
Yeah, a whole
that help?
cake. I mean, yeah. I
I'm
need
aiming
a bubble
straight
bath
at you
and back.
tonight. Brilliant. And we've also got back in the house. We've got Sprue and Glue. David, nice to see you, my friend. Working on a bit of 3D resin tonight then, my friend.
Yeah, bud. Yeah, I got this little rock bog monster, whatever it is, with a figurine here on the toolage tray.
And that's on, yeah.
And
Fair play,
as you can see, I've started doing paint.
You bought that from Alibaba, have you?
Alibaba, yeah.
You've gone to the 40 Thieves website, have you?
I did, yeah.
Fair play. At least you got it.
Only £8.
How much?
£8.
Was that including postage?
That was included.
That was included, was it?
Well, there you go. £8 plus, do you?
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Like I was just saying, yeah.
Wow.
Okay. Right, so got quite a few in the house tonight. I can't see Alex for Man's Models Minutes hasn't shown up. I don't think he'll probably be in a bit later.
He's got a live going. He had a live going up.
Oh, he's got a live going, is he? Well, he does know when I go live on here. Oh yeah, he's got that. He's unboxing the F-35Bs, isn't he, or something? Seeing which one's better.
He had vernier calipers and that. It was again very technical.
Oh, was it?
Yeah,
he's a great man. I've enjoyed. We didn't do live. We didn't do a podcast this week because he was busy. But the podcast is live. There's a link below if you want to go into our last podcast. Got quite a lot in the chat. Also, we've got David, Gary Hilda. We've got Michael Kerr. Nice to speak to you, my friend. Bish63, Fred Bear, David Robinson, Joshy B's in. Hi, Joshy B. Roachford's in. Little history. I said Gary. Oscar Modley's driving while he's listening. Still fair play. Taggers is in. Congratulations on being champions of League One. Yeah, League One. So give it 12 months. We'll see you back in League One. Jared says, "Evening modelling OnlyFans. If it was that way, mate, we get a few quid in." Dan Usher's in. Evening, fellas, fellets, whatever else you want to be. Brilliant. Right. So, question of the night. We've got a full house basically. What has impressed you so far, either this year or last year? Doesn't necessarily have to be scale model kits. It could be paints, accessories, tools. Anything that you've seen a manufacturer do that's really impressed you. So we're going to go around robin, and I want to go to John Alec because at the moment he has the 1/24 scale Airfix Spitfire on his desk, and he's got some real high praise for that, haven't you, John?
I do. This has been a phenomenal kit. The engineering is just fantastic. The instructions are spot on, and you don't have to try to figure them out. They tell you exactly what's what. They keep track of port and starboard, which is really nice. So they have you build these so that you're not. It's almost and the way that they're molded as well. You really can't kind of screw it up. you know, the options that they had, just the amount of modeling that this kit provides you, right?
The options as well, I guess. Yeah,
there were a lot of options. So you had 5. I think there were 5, like A, B, C, D, and E. I think there were 5 like build schemes, and then they gave you a couple different options for the glass. You know, you can leave panels on, you can leave panels off. You can leave cowlings on, cowlings off. It's great. I've got to put this back. I thought I was all done, but I got to
put the area on.
I hadn't rigged it yet, so it's literally the last thing I have to do. But this has been I've never weathered a plane. I didn't go crazy. I just did some gun exhaust. I gave the whole thing a kind of a gunge wash. I did some exhausts.
That's all right. Don't worry.
I did some exhausts on the side for the.
You can see that, yeah.
Looks sick.
That's awesome.
No bird's nests.
No bird's nest.
No bird's nest. A little bit, some scratching, where they would service. I did a little bit of, fuel stain. And then I just kind of stopped at that. I figured it was time to wrap this up and
I think you've got just the right amount of weathering on there, mate, because you don't want to take away from the actual build itself. As I said, I've got mine here in a box. I haven't started it yet, and I don't think I will for another few months. I've still got quite a backlog already, but it looks fantastic, mate. It's really well done, and I can't wait for the video to come out. Cool. I really can't wait.
Thank you. Yeah, this was great, and thanks to you and the that you sort of primed the community with this, and you had a link. I actually bought this through the link that you provided, and I saved. I think I saved like $20.
Yeah.
So this was 120 delivered, and so this is easily $2 $60 kits worth of quality. So I might get a glass. I think I'm going to get a glass box for this.
Yeah, and you still have your canopy.
Yeah. And then here as well. So
it's such a handful, isn't it? You know what I mean?
It's massive. Yeah.
The Spitfire's small compared to a Typhoon. It's tiny compared to a Typhoon.
Yeah.
Because that's what surprised me when I built the Airfix VB. Which again, these are like chalk and cheese.
Moving around. Anyway, so that just home run for me, man. Home run.
Just a quickie. What paints did you use on that one then, John?
Mr. Color. I used AK.
Phenomenal work putting into that.
AK, thank you. AK. I used AK Real. I liked their cockpit, sort of this gray green. The best. So I did use AK Real. I used AK Real yellow. Otherwise, I think everything was Mr. Color dark green, Mr. Color RAF gray here.
Gray.
Yeah, thank you. And then what is it? Ocean gray underneath or something like that. It's it's a lighter gray.
It wasn't. It's not the sky blue, is it? It's definitely that gray, isn't it?
Yeah.
Ocean grey on the top of the wings and medium sea grey underneath.
Thank you. That's it. That's it. Exactly. Yeah. Yep.
It looks fantastic, mate. I'm really, really pleased with it. Did you use any masking at all for the canopy, or was that done just with masking tape and a knife?
It's the AK. I don't have the container anymore. It's the AK.
Masking fluid.
I have it. It's all red. Yeah, let me try to get it. It's the AK Camo Putty. I think it was Plasmo that turned me on to this. He was doing.
Have I lost you?
Is it the black putty?
Yeah, it's the black.
Yeah,
I think we've lost you. Have I lost you?
And,
on my headphones. I don't know what to do.
And you can reuse it. It's amazing. You can use it all over, and you can mold it so that you don't get such a sharp line, right? You can roll it in little strands, and because it's not supposed to be sharp. So I didn't want to use it. I just used this.
Does it give you like a little bit of a feathered edge then?
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, that's sick. I've been tempted to get some of that for ages, but I've not.
Sorry, what's it called again?
AK Camo Putty. It comes in a little tin. You know, it's like that high. I don't know. It's about that round. And I just got the one. I've been using this for close to a year, and it's still pliable. You can still use it. You just gotta keep it. And you lose the. I don't know. It's weird when you, even though it has all this paint on it, when you mash it back up and put it back into a ball, it becomes black again. It's weird. So.
Yeah, we've got something similar, like a putty, magic putty they call it over here. I think Flory Models recommended it. It's the same sort of stuff. It's grey, and then once you've used it, you can then put it back into the board, and like the paint disintegrates inside. But I think there's only so many times you can do that, to be fair. But some of this, masking putty is something which I see a lot of YouTubers started to use, especially when they're instead of using blue tack, or white tack, they're using that stuff, and it's it will flatten out if you're not careful, doesn't it? You've got to use it quite quickly, haven't you? Else it will start to spill over.
It's got great self-leveling properties.
Yeah, it'll go south. Yeah,
brilliant. It gets soft enough that it will start to. I'm glad you mentioned that. That's important, especially under these lights. I've got 3 750 lumen lamps.
Wow.
It gets very hot under here, and it'll.
Well, you want that to dry your paint, don't you?
Yeah, I guess maybe that works a little bit, but and then lastly, I use this for the scratching. I figured in 24 scale I could get away with not paint, but this is just an artist pencil. It's just metallic. There it is. That's the stuff. That's
the
exactly
stuff.
Right
yeah, there. Good old Sully. He's got all of it, hasn't he? He's got fantastic. Just quickly in the chat, we've had some more people turn up. We've got Celtic West has turned up with Hobby Barn. Flying Dutchman's popped in. Lots of people in the comments are saying, well done for that Spitfire, John. You've done an absolutely incredible job on that.
Thank you.
Crazy Locker's in. Nice to see you. Last week.
Let me go on mute.
We've got a dog in the house. Not
mine.
Michael Kerr's in as well. Hobby Barnes in. Nice to see your friend. Hope you well, Terry. Jeff Light's turned up. Bugler 75, and I think that's everyone. Stevens Sheets, that Spitfire looks mint. It does indeed. It's a very, and I can't wait to see the video when you put it up, John. So when you do, let me know, when I'll share it out amongst the socials for you, so people can go and have a good old watch. So moving on to where's Sully to this? Sully, got anything that's impressed you this year from in the scale model hobby? Any tools? Any builds? Any models? Any accessories that you've?
Not really.
Not really.
No. Oh, to it. The obviously the Airfix is 148th. What was it? Gannett. I'm looking forward to that. But that's probably about it, to be fair.
Yeah. You didn't do nothing last year that took you fancy? Any new tools or anything?
No, not really. I've kept. Well, I didn't do much. I haven't done much for 7 months.
You've been trying to move house, haven't you?
Yeah. So I haven't really looked at much, to be fair.
I thought you may have come back and said, "This copper on my wall that I've painted is amazing."
There is that. I mean, that's pretty good stuff.
Yeah.
But no, not particularly.
No, fair enough. Rorex, anything has impressed you this year?
I don't know. Well, I've got old kits, so to be honest, it's
Yeah.
kind of. I don't use a lot of new tools.
You don't, do you? Really? You stick
Well,
to what you know, but you do a very good job with what you've got in your hand, which is
yeah, I'm doing a lot of electrics now, so maybe my soldering iron, but yeah.
fair enough. All right, James, to boldly go. Anything caught your eye this year that's impressed you, or
Well, I was going to say Spitfire like John's done, but hold on a minute.
Some Baileys.
The Katie, Airfix Katie.
oh yes, yeah, you enjoyed giving that one a crack, did you?
Yeah.
Anything in particular was good about it, engineering wise, or?
The decals were fantastic. They're very thin. They were absolutely fantastic to go down.
Yeah. So the one on the roof, that wasn't a bit of an issue then. That went down quite well.
Yeah.
Fair play. What paint did you use on that one?
Tamiya LPs.
Use the LPs, did you? I'll tell you what, I've got the outlaw paints on the way to me now, and you know I've got the whole range of LP, and I've been using LP a lot. But I have noticed with the LP range, sometimes it's a little bit glossy, and I've gone back to using the XF, but using the lacquer thinners with retarder, and that seems to work really well as well. But you can't beat those Tamiya LPs. I fell in love with them. As soon as I started using them, I fell in love with them. They were brilliant. I think the fact is that you can spray a model up, and 20 minutes later you can pick it up and have a look around and start sanding off the paint if you think there's a bit of an imperfection or something. It's really good stuff. In fact, I've got the Concorde here. This is the Airfix 1:144 scale Concorde, and that is all being sprayed with LPs. And it's done a good job. This is one that needs retooling. It really does. And I think Airfix will. I think they will retool this one. I think there's something in my loins just telling me it needs a revamp, definitely. So, Miss Modeler, over to you. Anything that you've been impressed with this year?
Toolways, obviously the F35.
Yeah.
I don't like in terms of products. I've only just started using Life Color. Fucking love their paints.
Yeah.
In terms of my own builds, I've impressed that I built a Lancaster in less than 24 hours.
That was quick. That was really quick.
Yeah.
24 hours, and that was start to actual finish. Then 24 hours.
Yeah, start to finish, including glossing and decaling.
Wow. So the Life Colors must have dried pretty quick then.
I mean, they're pretty much instant.
Are they?
Yeah.
Are they lacquer based then or acrylic?
Acrylic.
And they dry pretty quick.
Yeah, it pretty much instant. Same as like my Rebel Aqua colors, to be fair though.
Yeah. Where are you buying them from?
E-Models, Amazon, and Fengda.
And you rate Life Colors then, do you?
I mean,
I don't think she likes them that much.
No.
And I've got like
She must hate them.
I've got 3 more boxes that someone else has bought me as well on the way. So
I think there's a lot to be said with buying sets that are era compatible. Do you know what I mean? I do like the fact that who's it? Where are they? Hataka. You can buy boxes of US US Navy, late World War II, early World War II.
Oh, I have something else as well, actually.
Yeah. Oh, there's something else. She's gone. When she comes back, we'll ask her. Celtic West has said, I think the rise of lacquer paints in general during the last couple of years has caught my attention. I think it has. I think
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know what put us off them. Is it because we were just stuck in our ways with? Because Mr. Hobby's an acrylic, isn't it? Not
not show my address to everyone.
Yeah, don't show the address. Wow. What's in there?
This is what Crazy Loacher got me from the Models for Heroes auction, but it's like all the SMS paints.
Oh, fair play.
So, a big box of them.
I'll be interested how you get on with them, because
Yeah, wear a mask.
I've gone the other way with mine. I've gone for outlaw paints instead.
I'm gonna do well, I've got a video planned for them, but it'll be interesting to use them. I've got some little files, some clips.
Yeah, they do a lot of stuff. SMS, they do a lot of stuff. Their Airfix is distributed now in Australia. So if you're Australian and you want Airfix kits, go to SMS, because they are now one of their suppliers over in distributors in Australia. Right, who have we got then? Fenris, anything for you, mate, that you've decided that you've liked this year or anything?
Well, for me, mostly it's been a lot of things that I've seen from other people. So like that 1/24 Spitfire is just awesome, and I look forward to the day when I can get a copy for myself. But I think the big thing for me has been some of the skills I've learned. And tips and tricks and stuff that I've picked up from different people. Because again, like a lot of my stuff, I tend to grab sort of older kits, or not older, but I don't tend to get kits like as soon as they drop. But learning, there's just been a lot of things that I think that I've picked up on over the last year. That's kind of surprised me compared to, because again, like I've been doing modeling for almost 2.5 decades now, so it's always kind of interesting when you have like little spurts of growth. And that's been the big thing for me, I think.
Any tools that you've come across that you really like?
If it counts as a tool, and again, I guess this is more just kind of the knowledge, learning that this and this are the same thing.
That video went viral for me. That video went viral for me.
Well, and then, because again, how much I love, doing my dinosaur models, learning that I can utilize this little brush here to feather out my putty and not have to sand, because I despise sanding. If you guys watch, if I had never have to pick up a sanding stick again, I never will. And so being able to use that to smooth everything out has been a big thing for me.
I'm 100% with you there.
Yeah. I think we talked about this in the latest podcast. We spend a lot of money on products when it has a name to it, like sanding sticks. I spent a lot of money on sanding sticks. I bought the full range of Flory models. I've got sanding sticks from other companies as well that I use. But when it really comes to it, sanding sticks for me, is one of those, isn't it? Where is that little bag to that I got? I went on Amazon and I bought like a pack of these little sanding pads. This is 400 grit, right? And there's a whole bag of them for about £3, and it's got the range right from like 150 grit all the way up to about 2000 grit. Just little pads like this, and it's just what you need, isn't it, to get the job done. But that's one of those things. You go onto Amazon and just go to where they do the manicuring and all the nail files and just buy them. They do the same job, definitely. Man's just popped in. Hi guys, sorry I can't join you all tonight. No worries, my friend. We'll be in touch at the weekend. Crazy Locker's saying, my pleasure at Ms. Modeler. Looking forward to seeing what you do with them. Yes, we're going to watch that which will be cool. Right. I want a couple of things that's impressed me over the last year or so. And I know I'm an Airfix fanboy, I put my hand up, you know what I'm like. But
what? No way. I'm so surprised by this revelation.
You're doing okay.
I want to give a big shout out to their customer service, right? I've had a few issues, right? Firstly, when I got the vintage classic Concorde, there was one piece missing, and I spoke to them, wrote to them, emailed them, and within a day they got back to me. This was before I was even really known to Airfix, and they sent out the piece for me on a sprue with extra bits as well, which was perfect. It didn't cost me a penny. I had a problem with the paint in the Lightning F35B. Within 3 days, I had another paint to replace the one that was gone off. But this week, I've been building that Concorde, and it's an old kit. It's this one here. And one of the inlets was missing. So where is it? I think it's on this sprue here. This sprue, yeah. So that piece there was missing, right? So I contacted them, knowing that they've just released this tooling again, as a gift set, not as a starter set, as a gift set. So you get the plane, you get your paints, and get a couple of brushes and some cement. And so I took a picture of the parts, took a picture of the instructions, and said, look, this is missing. And if you've got any decals, let me know. And because the decals, I'm a little bit worried about the decals. It's no kit, it's 1977, I think that one was released. I think that kit was. But anyways, they got back to me 2 days later, was asking me for my address. And I think they've charged me £8 for the missing piece, because they found a spare piece and the decal sheet.
Oh,
and they so for £8 they're sending it out. That was on Thursday. It hasn't arrived yet, but Coronation and Bank Holiday, so hopefully I'll get it tomorrow, so I can finish off building that. No, I don't have shares in Airfix, but I am a fanboy and I don't make any deem about it, and I do look at them through pink glasses. But I also feel that sometimes they get a bad rap when I've only ever experienced, I've had some, there's been forward and backs with them, but I think their customer service is getting really, really good. And they want to get things right for the scale modeler. And I just wanted to pick them up, really. That's something that's impressed me this year. And also their social media and the way they respond to customers on Twitter, on Facebook.
Well, to be fair, in the modeling community, just having social media is a step forward. So
yeah. You don't get
seeing
any
them troll Moz is brilliant.
Pardon, sorry?
Seeing them troll you is brilliant.
Oh yeah, and troll me, yeah, with that bear cat every time. Yeah, they do have a bit of fun with me. But you know what? That's what it's all about, isn't it? It's engagement with the community. And if you look on their social media, they have been going to a lot of air shows, scale modeling. I think they were in Scotland this week or last week at the main scale model show up in Scotland.
National show.
Yeah, and they were up there selling their wares, meeting customers, talking. And they do, when you go to like Telford or you go to where they are, they'll have 8 or 9 guys in Airfix t-shirts, and none of them shy away from your questions. They'll always be willing to chat and have a talk and discuss things, and that's what you want. And I think they've got some of the most talented designers in scale modeling now, and I just think they've gone up to that next level. And I say it, I give them 5 years, I reckon you'll be wanting to buy an Airfix kit more than a Tamiya kit.
If they get the paint right in the gift sets.
Yeah.
That's a big if.
That is the big if. But then again, we've had somebody already in the chat today said that they have just tried the new Gen 2 Umbro acrylics and that he was very impressed. But you see, this is what I'm saying, Umbro is not Airfix. They're under that umbrella, but they are their own separate entity, and I think that's one of them, and that's not going to change, even though I've told them to bring out their own Airfix range of paints. Man's More a Minute said I did build the Airfix F35B today, though. Took less than an hour to put together.
I literally said it would take no time at all. I was right. Yeah. Such an easy kit.
You enjoyed it, didn't you?
Yeah, I've still got enough one to build. So.
Yeah. Well, I still say that's their best starter set yet.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Yeah. Yeah. But no, I don't have shares in Airfix, but I do appreciate Airfix.
I have a super cheesy thing to be like, what's good about the last year for modeling or whatever?
Yeah.
The modeling community.
Yeah.
But like, literally, the modeling community is just so lovely. And that for me is what stood out over the last year in particular.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I actually think that Moz has got Dale locked in a cupboard. Yeah. So that's why he gets all the information.
I don't get any information from Dale. I really don't. But I do have a lot of respect for him because I have, on many occasions asked him forthrightly something, and he'll say, "I just can't say. We don't talk about that."
Yeah.
You get more information out of that. You get more info. You'll get more information out of, or was it what they call it, reveals or secrets from Apple, what the new Apple phone looks like before Apple release it, than you do what Airfix are going to release next year. But I do have feelings, as in there's certain things I pick up that are missing, and I try and think maybe they'll go down that route, because I still think that Concord is in there somewhere. I think there's a Beetle in there somewhere. I think there's a Messerschmitt on its way, a new tool Messerschmitt, whatever it is, I don't know. But I put my hand up and say, I don't get any inside information. I do ask the question, and if I feel there's something not quite right, I ask the question, and they come back with a response. But then I'm no different to you or me. If Ms. Mudler emailed Airfix and said, "Look, what's the situation with this?" you would get a response. I'm not special, but I do talk about Airfix in a good light, because I do believe that they're coming on strong. So
that'd be an interesting thing we should test at some point.
Yeah, well, when I do my video of what I predict next year is going to come out on the line, you'll get it then. But
I'd just like to say, yes, Wayne. I think Tam will be very happy if they bring out a BF 109.
BF 109E.
109E.
No,
is that what Tam wants? Is it?
Yeah.
The 124 scale.
Yeah.
See,
for sure.
I think Airfix, if you look at their patterns, there's always a 172 brought out. There's always a 148. Now, the last 3 172s they've brought out, one was that they've never had in their range, which was the Tempest. They've never had that in their range. They had it in the Hella when they were owned by Hella, but now they have their own Tempest.
Yeah.
And I said, I said Land Rover last year, and I was right. I said they need to bring out a new Land Rover, because the only Land Rovers they've ever really had were from a different manufacturer. They bought the tooling, like JB Models. All the 176 or 00 scale Land Rovers were from JB Models tooling. They bought the tooling off when the company went pop. They bought the tooling and released them. So, but they did bring out a 148 in the Operation Herrick. So, which I've got coming this week, because I want to have a look at it and see. But before then, the 143 Land Rover was Hella tooling. The one, so, and I think the 132nd Land Rover they brought out was Hella tooling as well. So, that's on the issue. So again, Stephen cheats. If Airfix make a Challenger 2 model, then I'll be happy to use their products. Tamiya are the only ones I know so far that make it. No, Trumpeter
too as well.
Challenger 1. Ryfield Models have brought out a Challenger 2, but that's a tank that Airfix have never done. So a quick build they have, but they released they've done the, so whether they're going to bring out a Challenger, and I did think about that because that's also on my list, Challenger as a tank that Airfix could produce this year. What about the Austin Champ? Anybody think about the Austin Champ? No one has ever done a tooling
Let me
of the
Google it.
Austin Champ. Pardon?
I'll Google it. I don't know what it
No.
looks like.
An Austin Champ was originally what the Willys Jeep. They had the Rolls-Royce engine in them. Nobody's done an Austin Champ. And I like to see an Austin Champ put out there. Have you seen what they look like?
Yeah, it looks like an overweight mini Moke.
Yeah. God, yeah, I got a cough. But yeah, I was, that'd be interesting if they do that. Paint name. I built Airfix when they also sold in the hanging plastic bags. Good times. I like to see them come back. I think they'll be a good addition to a range, having them like that. But then again, the instructions years ago, the instructions were just on a folded bit of card, and it was exploded view with written text on how to build the kit, isn't it? So Trumpets do a very nice Challenger too. They do. It has PE with it. It's standard. That's good. Ms. Modeler, that Renault is a classic, and as a collection, feels the early tanks especially. Yeah. So yeah, one other thing, I did a video on it this week. I've been impressed with my Sprue Cutters. These are the Volt Can Sprue Cutters, which are on Amazon, 30 quid. I've done a video on these. I think these are fantastic. You always tell a good sprue cutter because when you go through, it goes grey and then you have that white bit at the end, don't you? Well, this is grey all the way through. When you snip it, just gently snip, it goes like a knife.
Try it on tack on Moz.
Is that hard, is it?
Yes.
Well, I haven't got any tack on kits, I don't think.
James is absolutely right.
James is.
Yeah, the tack-on plastic is it's like concrete. Is
it really?
It's definitely the densest plastic I've ever worked with.
Well, I did the turret, so I know it killed my master tool cutters.
Did it really?
Yeah.
I like how you're like, I like these cutters because they're good, and I'm like, I got tweezers because they're pink and they're cute.
That's funny.
Because they're little Barbie ones. Because I make good life choices.
Make by Ammo. I think these sort of sets that they're doing, solution boxes, are a really nice addition to scale modeling.
Looks really well used, that one.
Have you got that one, have you?
No, I said yours looks really well used.
It comes with loads of stuff that you can use, which I was really impressed with, and it comes with a free mask. But I'm quite impressed with their what they call it, the gloss on here. The gloss, where's it to? The one-shot primer is good. The aqua gloss is very good, but you can't shake the bottle. Apparently, you've got to just use it straight out of the bottle. I've used their oil brushes quite a bit as well, and their filters. But yeah, it's just a really good section here. A good selection of stuff in this one. Not the cheapest thing, but I'm impressed with, because Mig Ammo's got really big over the past 3 years. Would you say that, Sully? Mig Ammo's got quite big.
Yeah.
Is he there? Is he gone?
He said, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm a bit quiet. I have a few techie issues.
Yeah.
I love their
Not
wash.
building a bird's nest, Sully.
No, a barbecue.
You're building a barbecue?
Yeah.
That's a weird model kit, honestly. 1 out of 10 would not buy.
I don't know if it's a 1-to-1 barbecue kit that I can, then use to put some meats on. I'd build it.
As a peasant without a garden, I would not buy. Oh no, my Gorilla Glue's going down. No.
Now, can I just say to Wayne, Welly, be careful with the Bismarck
hear
kit.
anything.
Careful with the what?
It has a lot of distortion on the plastic.
Moz has just died.
Moz has disappeared.
Yeah.
This is our stream now.
I think.
Viva la revolution!
It's ours.
I think Dale's nobbled him.
Let's get him back.
I've lost my speakers. I've got no speakers at the minute.
Susan, right.
How strange! I've lost my speakers.
revolution.
I've had to use something else. Man's models, Hobby Boss have impressed me with their 1/30th scale armor, and Airfix have impressed me with the improvement of the quality of their engineering.
Yeah, spot on.
You know,
Yes, spot on
mentioning Hobby Boss specifically also does remind me. Again, just started in on them this year, where the Hobby Boss Easy Assembly kits, and like again, they are
3 parts.
Yeah, they're simple, but they're really nice kits. They build up really well. Again, like the interior detail isn't much, but for what they are, I have been well impressed by them, especially for the price point with them.
Yeah.
I built 2 Hobby Boss 1/48 scale armor, and they've both been brilliant. Apart from that Hobby or Boss can't count the tracks.
Yeah, I bought one of their it's their Panzer II. It's their Flammpanzer, their Hobby Boss, and yeah, the tracks on. That's actually what threw me off the kit. Was I got to the point where I needed to make the tracks, and like each track had 5 connection points, and it's got a pin at each end, and they're microscopic.
Gross.
Joe, I can beat that. Tacom did one. Didn't even tell me a tracks I need to put in. So I had to guess it all.
Oh,
this is why I promote the banning of tanks. That is disgusting.
How much did that Tacom kit cost then?
I don't know. I got it for a birthday present. But I wouldn't have thought it was overly cheap. Probably about 30 odd quid, I reckon.
What scale is that?
35.
That's not like insanely expensive though.
No, about 40. I mean, the turrets seem to range from about 30 quid up to about 50.
Yeah, which I don't think is too bad.
Really? I don't think I've built a Tacom kit before.
They're good.
I'll build another one.
Mm.
But I'll have to buy a new pair of Sprue Cutters first.
Yeah, I get that. I do get that. David,
I would too. Very nicely engineered. The instructions are good. They're it's almost speak and spell. They're not dense. They show you where everything goes. And yeah, for that 1/35th Big Bertha, you know, where the box like took up almost all of this, which is it's a massive kit, massive build. I think it was like $50.
Wow.
So they're not expensive. Yeah. That's where I was going. Yeah. From
do any of you here build any ships? Because people keep talking about ships. Because I'm not a ship builder, but I wouldn't go to Airfix for ships. I would always go to Trumpeter for ships. Anyone else in that sort of realm where they'll go to a particular brand for like tanks? So those go to Tamiya or Hobby Boss.
I built a couple ships, and everything has been Tamiya from like 70s Tamiya, but they've all been great builds for me so far. 1/700th, I guess I should specify. I don't know how much of a difference that makes because I'm not primarily ships, but
Trumpeter are very good at ships.
Yeah.
But they're a bit loose on their detail for them.
Fair enough.
Bit lacking on their detail.
They say that about the Titanic, don't they?
Yeah. It does build up very nicely. I had a lot of problems with the early hulls because obviously Trumpeter, for the 1-200 stuff, they build the hull as one part. So you can imagine just pulling it out of a mold and it not cooling. You're going to get cooling. You're going to get distortion on the hull, and they were severely warped.
Okay.
I have that 1/80th Great Western on pre-order. I guess it comes out in September. The Airfix kind of, what is it, a steam paddle ship or something?
Oh, the steam paddle ship, yeah.
Really caught my eye.
Yeah.
I gotta get one. I
Yes,
pre-ordered.
it had the paddles as well as I think it had a screw at the back because they over-engineered it.
I'm looking forward to that later.
Wayne Welly had the Great Western, but so did On. I remember he did an unboxing on his channel, I think.
Yeah.
Was it Wayne Welly who did an unboxing? Yeah, it's that. I kind of shy away from those sort of ships. You know, the Mary Rose, I think, is it? Yeah, which is the last one I built? Yeah, the Mary Rose, the new starter set. That's the last one I built. That was a few years back. That was as well. Starter set range from Airfix have impressed me a lot this year. I think like I said, the Lightning was fantastic. I've really enjoyed building the small tanks, the Firefly and the Sherman. I thought the Firefly and the Tiger were really good. Really enjoyed them, building them, and I hand brushed them with the paints, and they went down really well. I still think they should put in a thin brush and a flat brush if you expect them to use hand paint. You know, you won't believe the finish you get just by going that extra mil, you know, on the flatness. A little bit extra water, mix in the paint, lap it on.
Well, that's what I used to. That's what I used to use on that when I used to hand paint Tamiya. I used to use a wide flat brush.
Wide flat brush.
And I used to get fantastic results for that.
I would buy it back, Wayne, because it's going to be a while before it comes out. Is that your flat brush, is it, Fenris?
Yeah, I mainly use this one for dioramas and stuff, but when I did a lot of hand brushing, I would just, holds a nice good bit amount of paint.
You could paint like a 70-second aircraft in one stroke with that brush. God forbid a biplane. It would destroy it.
Yeah. Michael Kerr said, built the Mary Rose today. Nice little kit. It is a good kit. Alex or Man Models built his as well, and it came out all right, didn't it? And he was mixing the paints as well. So you can mix, you know. I don't know. I think, you know, people will just, if you've new to scale modeling, you don't know about all this stuff. I don't think those paints from Humbrol are that bad. They've definitely improved it. The problem is what the paints get to you like. That's the problem. You know, that matte, was it matte 33 black? That's an essential color for any scale modeler, really, isn't it? Yeah. What about you then, Dave? Sprue and Glue. What anything that's impressed you this year from scale modeling?
What shall I? The level of the workmanship from what people have been doing in general, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember a couple of people that were scared stiff of picking up a kit in the first place, but to see the work recently has been like, wow, stand back and slap me with a kipper. It's been absolutely amazing, the quality that people have been producing.
Yeah.
I don't have any particular tools or anything because I've not bought anything. So
Mm.
But yeah, the general quality of what people are putting out from the kit that they're getting in, it's just outstanding work.
But do you think that's because the quality of the kits have also gone up?
I think that's a big part of it. Yeah. The improvements that have been made at the ground level have obviously helped a fair way to people improving on what they do.
Yeah,
I think there's also a lot more sharing of knowledge now. Like back in the day, everything was on forums, whereas which is fine if you're on them, but if you're like a noob and like a complete regular, like nah, you're not gonna really see it. Whereas nowadays, you don't know how to do something, you can just like Google it, can't you? And
Google it,
get
and
a
then,
YouTube
like,
video.
Yeah, I was gonna say, even like with YouTube, you have the YouTubers. Every single YouTuber has their own Discord, and then we have like things like this where we have this many YouTubers all together. So you end up joining one Discord effectively means you join 20 Discords, and the wealth of knowledge is just exploding.
Yeah, I think that's what's like when I said earlier, like about how much I think about the community over the last year. Like it just, I've not met. I nearly said a very bad word. I've not met someone who is not very nice instead of the word I was going to use, because in lots of other communities you instantly get people like that who just think that like they're the only person who matters, whereas modeling seems very good at accommodating people at all different skill levels.
Which is really interesting, because I feel like that had always been a negative in the forums and stuff. Like you used to get the people where it was like, this is the way you do it. If you don't do it this way, you are dirt trash of a human and don't ever pick up a paintbrush ever again. And these days it's oh, you do it that way? Oh, that's cool. I do it this way. I've never thought to do it that way. That's really neat how we can get both of us get awesome results by totally different techniques. And that's just a totally different mindset.
Literally the reason I started my website originally, this was long before YouTube, was because I was fed up of going on forums and basically being told I wasn't good enough and I was shit, which is why I've always say like I'm just an average model maker, because I am. And it's what I thought was so bad about forums, whereas you don't really seem to get that as much on like the YouTube space. Everyone's just like, oh, you did that, that's awesome. Like maybe try this and that might help, but you did amazing. There's none of the like toxicity, the absolute bullshit that was on forums, which is lovely.
There's a bit on Facebook.
Yeah, but I don't go on
but
there
that's
because I'm not ancient.
That's quite
that's just Facebook in general.
Apples and oranges.
I mean, as soon as you put a bird's nest in, I think, fuck you.
Well, you know what? I think that went against the grain a little bit, Sully, because if you put a model up on, whether it's on the Facebook Scale Model Club that I run or the Airfix group, it's people are really, really nice. You had one person say about it,
there was a couple.
and then you had a plethora of people jumping on the bandwagon. Yeah. If that comment was actually just shot down right from the very start, I don't think it would have got so much traction. But then again, I think it done you a favor, because I think people were looking at the article and stuff, and actually, if it, I would say 4-1, you had 4 really good comments and 1 shit one.
Yeah.
So
I mean, to be fair, there was a few people that were saying like, "Oh, I don't like that sort of thing, but I appreciate where you've gone with it," which is fine. Yeah, I'm happy with that. But when you get someone, oh, they didn't get like that, well, what wasn't the point of the build?
See, a lot of people have said that you shouldn't over-weather a plane, especially a German plane, because the pilots and that were renowned for washing them after every fight or something. Is that not true?
Yes and no. It depends, really. I mean, during the Battle of Britain, they wouldn't have got... They'd be going up constantly, almost.
Yeah.
Russia was difficult. During North Africa, you got all the sand, which would have blasted everything and weathered it. So, there's a yes and no to it. I think at the end of the day, it's what people prefer. Wait till they see the Gannet that I'm going to do. They're going to have an absolute shitstorm with that one.
I think all you're going to have is 2 wings You're going to have 2 wings start out of a
The
dirt
engines
mound,
dropped
don't
out,
you?
yeah.
Covered
I
in.
was imagine.
Just gonna have a cockpit
That's
window.
gonna be
That's
fun.
it. With some bird shit on it.
And some sheep living in the fuselage.
That's it. Yeah.
I've always thought about doing
Sheep don't know
that,
how to
though.
fly planes.
Sully, I've always thought about doing that, of doing a diorama with just one Spitfire wing, right? Couple of cocktail sticks, keeping it up with a guy laying in bed with SOS written in stone
That'd be a good one.
as a diorama.
Yeah.
I love it.
Well, not being funny, I think it was Shuttleworth when they were restoring the Blenheim after it's crashed the third time. They actually found the cockpit glazing
Yes.
as someone's greenhouse.
Oh no.
Yeah. Well, it was a truck.
Yeah,
was
someone
a
converted
truck
it into
or
like a
a
car or
caravan.
something.
Yeah.
It was a truck or a caravan.
Yeah. It was like a little van thing.
Yeah. Got a question in the chat. Simon Richards, do you have any advice on the rubber tank tracks? If I use glue, they melt and it's a nightmare. Well, have you tried using, just putting it out there because I've done it myself, puncture repair kit glue, and then dab a bit on each side, let it go tacky, then push them together, and then if you can get any of the little studs to go through the hose, get a hot knife and then just press on those studs, and that will seal it.
Yeah.
And then some people also sew them as well.
Staples good
as well.
I was just about to say that myself.
Yeah.
Or
I've just always used a hot screwdriver.
Yeah, but it's all very well if you can get the studs to go through the hose. 9 times out of 10, they're not molded right, are they?
Yeah. No.
Yeah, that's a fair point. Yeah.
Can always put them in hot water, soften them up, and then try and do it, and then use it. That was a trick I was told. I've never used, but I never used the kit tracks. To be fair, much by aftermarket.
We'll say that's one thing I think I want to try to do more this upcoming year is do more aftermarket stuff. I always pretty much just build by the box, and which is fine. I just, expanding horizons and all that.
Problem is how far you go with it and how much you're willing to spend on it is the issue.
Right.
I mean, I generally buy a cheap kit and then spend probably double that on aftermarket stuff.
I think it definitely depends on scale, really, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because
it does.
You do big stuff.
Yeah.
So like you can actually, it's actually worth putting the effort in, I think.
Yeah.
And like you're spending more on the kit itself, so I guess and it'll take you longer, and it makes sense in my head. Whereas like on 72nd, I see a lot of like photo etch and stuff, and I'm just like,
I'm not gonna mess with that on that scale.
I did a 72nd Edward Profi spit, and that I put all the photo etch stuff in that, and it was mostly pointless.
Yeah, that's what I found whenever I've done it. It's like on open cockpit stuff, like 30s stuff, I find it more okay.
Totally pointless. Well,
no, because like some of it you can actually see, and it's not obscured if it's not obscured by a pilot or a cockpit. But even then, like I still take shortcuts and don't do half of it because it's just. Well, I do lots of aftermarket decals.
Yeah.
Sorry, what were you going to say, Fountain
I was just saying that like, right, like if you're going to be displaying them, flying or whatever, or if you're somebody crazy like me and just hangs them all up on your ceiling, I'm not even going to mess with any type of PE that goes inside of a cockpit because I'm not getting up on a ladder to go look at it once it's up there.
But Fenris, what about the moth that lands up there and goes, well, that cockpit detailing is shit. That moth is going to be very disappointed.
He can fly off on his own.
Disappointed.
How's he going to fly it if it's not got the detail in there? He's not going to know what speed it's going. There's no complete photo etch panel on there,
Well, that's okay anyway, because half the time my pedo tubes fall off and I don't glue them back on, so he's not going to know it anyway.
Literally, they're the thing I break on not nearly every single kit. That's why I'm glad I have loads of guitar string now, for rigging, like VFC said, because that's also good for pitot tubes.
Yeah, I think he's absolutely spot on there. That's one thing I've taken from Captain VFC is to get old guitar strings. Most definitely.
Who is it? Boylai Hobby Time. He uses them in a lot of detailing stuff for his dioramas as well. Like, I've been so tempted to just buy a set of guitar strings just for all of that.
Do it. They're really cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then I just have to make the purchase, and I don't have the memory to remember to go do that as soon as we get done with this.
What if I bully you to do it right now?
My basket, my Amazon basket, has got £1,200 worth of product in it. And every so often I go, I've got a bit of money this week. What should I go for? Oh, I know. I'll buy that display round cutter thing, and I bought that.
Oh, nice.
That's good. I've got one of them. I don't
Round
use it very
cutter thing?
often.
You don't use it very often.
That would be a luxury.
There you go.
I do like spinning it round. It's very nice.
Yeah.
I just do that. I just do that for hours.
That's better than the one I have. Hold on.
That is nice, man.
What makes me laugh is that
That's
the
one I use.
bearing inside is a Timken NSK one. So that's used in clutches, in lorry clutches.
This is the one I have, like a compass style.
Yeah, well they're good.
That's the one I use. I usually use that one. I get a bit with that one. But
I love how I have no idea what any of this is. I'm just looking at circles going, that looks like a satisfying motion.
It's for shooting circles, believe it or not.
Ooh.
It's very satisfying. Very. Yeah, it is what it is, isn't it? And that's what happens. I find stuff and I buy it and then I regret it and then I don't use it. I've got so much stuff I don't use as well.
The problem is you get rid of it because then you'll need it as soon as you get rid of it.
Yeah, exactly. Dan Usher's going to bed. What is this? I have to go work tomorrow, so I'm off to get some beauty sleep. On that note, I will see you all in a few years. Well, where are you going, Dan? Where are you going? Prison.
Yeah.
Yeah. In recent years, I've been impressed by these live streams. Bless you. And the positive community. I'm only an amateur modeler, so are we.
Yeah,
so the
same,
advice and updates from these streams is amazing. You get those who take the piss, like Sully and John there, who take the piss. I was watching. I'd say that I haven't heard that said for a while. I was watching I'm a Celeb in South Africa, and they had Dean Gaffney and Joe Swash, and they were doing that drinking challenge, and they were drinking like urine and vagina and anus from a warthog. And Dean Gaffney was puking up, and he looks at Joe. He goes, "Oh, you could do it, piece of piss." I haven't heard that said in years. Piece of piss.
You're strange.
It's a good show. I like Hobbiton. It's funny.
I mean, it's a show. That part of what you said is accurate.
Allegedly, it's a show.
It's a show. It's a bit of fun. Oh, listen.
Hang on a minute. How do you get to be an amateur modeler?
You complete.
I don't know. You build a starter set using the Humbrol paints and be glad.
No, I've never been an amateur modeler then, so I guess I'm still a beginner.
Oh god.
Well, you put yourself up here because how the frig you build models with nails the size that Freddy Krueger would have been pleased with. Do you know what I mean?
I've had them shortened, thank you.
You've had them shortened, have you?
Yeah. By
your last video, they were about 5 inches long.
They weren't. They were about 1.5 inches.
Still, they've got retractable
nails. It's still impressive, though. Regardless,
it is impressive.
This is why you buy cute little pink tweezers, so you can tweeze things. See?
Jethro would be jealous.
Is there some sort of imitation? Well, I mean, initiation. If you can use the cement, right? If you can get an Airfix starter set, build it using the cement, right? You will realize then you can be a scale modeler, because if you can work with that cement and get a good finish, you're laughing all the way to the bank, because as soon as you come across all the Tamiya thins or the precision polys or even Revel contactor glue, you've made it. You've made it. We've all built it. We've all used that cement.
The true initiation is forgetting that you didn't put the lid on, squashing all the glue out and not realizing, and then getting accidentally really high off the fact that there's loads of glue fumes and you didn't realize. That is the true initiation.
Yeah, definitely. That is a good initiation, I guess.
Yeah.
That'll be a good initiation.
So
I must have spilled like 4 pots of glue. Like, yeah, I'm horrendous for it.
If you leave the top off, Tamiya extra thin, that will all evaporate within a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I spilt almost an entire jar on my desk the other year. I couldn't go in for nearly 2 days.
Yeah, I did the same thing in my my office for my airbrush ventilation. I just opened up a window and I have a fan that's off to the side. My window's there. It had to run for a day and a half before I could come back in the office. Like with the window open.
It's like
you have a fan? I just got a window.
Well, I have a fan because it's Florida and it gets hot, and I have so many lights and electronics in this super tiny office.
Girl, you fancy.
You're just jealous.
I am. I'm your fan.
Oh god.
I mean, it's not strictly true. I mean, you've got over 1,460 fans.
Yeah. Who cares?
Yeah. I don't know how to respond to this. I'm just gonna hide in my skirt instead.
Somebody just asked, what do you recommend starter set? Well, the Spitfire 5C starter set's good. The tanks, the Sherman, and the Tiger 1 is good.
The fact you haven't said the F-35 yet is
F-35 is up. But also the Jag. The Airfix starter set Jag is bloody good. Really good kit. A Jag. That's a good one. I've done them. If you look on my channel, I've built them. I've built the Tiger, I've built the Sherman Firefly, I've built the Jag, and I've done the Lightning too. So, which reminds me, actually, Matt from Model Minutes has built an electric Lightning, the original Lightning. So, and he mentioned these patches that I had made. And the thing is, if you can build me an EE Lightning, which is this, the old, like not the new one, the F-35B, but the old one, send me a picture of it. I will send you out one of these, because the next one I'm doing is the Concorde. There's the Concorde challenge after this one.
Well, can I just say something? To be honest, I've actually I love the English Electric Lightning. I've never finished a kit.
Why not?
Sacre bleu.
I get carried away with doing the panels.
Electric.
The panels?
Well, it's natural metal finish, isn't they? So they're silver.
You don't have to have an actual metal finish. Why don't you do the one that's outside of Peterhead?
Camouflage?
Do the one out of Peterhead, which is blue and white and that's the one I'm going to do again. If I've got the decal sheet somewhere, I want to do the one that's the Gate Guardian at Peterhead. Beautiful thing that is. I've got pictures of it on my phone and everything. So I went up there to see it. So that'll be a good one to do. But that's the aftermarket decals as well. So yeah. A Jaguar aircraft or the Jag car? No, it's a Jag. It's an E-type Jag. I haven't got it here now. It's up in the library.
Jag.
It's a Jag.
If you want to build a Bearcat, I recommend the Hobby Boss Bearcat, which I've built.
It'll take you all of 5 minutes.
take you all of 5 minutes to build it and 20 minutes to paint it.
And 3 days to do the
Yeah.
decals on it.
Sounds like an
We-
advert. It'll take
2
you
minutes
5
to
minutes
blow
to
it up.
build,
Yeah.
a year to master.
Captain VFC says Lightnings were not bare metal finish; they were painted silver. I'll put that out for the debate. Were they
What,
painted
they were
silver?
polished aluminium.
They were polished aluminium, weren't they?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, bear in mind that they could get the polished finish when they build the skins up. I very much doubt they were bare metal finish, though they were painted later on to protect them from corrosion, having dissimilar metals.
That's especially in the Pacific. All
Yeah.
that hot salt water, yeah. They'd have corroded quickly, I think.
We're not on about the P-38, John.
No, we're talking about the English Electric Lightning.
The English Electric Lightning.
Which was
The one
designed
about
about the same
Ah.
time. But
Thanks for
That's how you know you have an
right
American in the
there,
chat.
you see.
Yeah, in the Pacific. That's a secret.
I thought you were talking about that lightning. Obviously.
Now the EE Lightning outside of Peterhead is
I thought we were talking
beautiful
about the
little thing.
P-38.
No, that's not a lightning. That's not a lightning.
No, it's not an iron. It's a better lightning.
See, that's what the Yanks, that's what we went with, right? We heard lightning and we're like, oh, yeah.
I still need to build mine.
Where's that one to? Boscombe Down. They've got one near the gate as well, then, have they? Ah.
I don't remember that.
I don't remember that. I mean, let me get where did you go?
Is it in Raspberry Ripple or not?
I remember they've got the cockpit of the Comet from Lynham out the front, and there's a Hunter and a Jet Provost.
That's the one that's outside the score group. But with that line on it, I don't know. It's a quiet example. It's got the engines taken out, but that was lovely when I went. It's not as good looking now than it was then. But this one's great. This one, look at that one.
Oh yeah.
So that was painted silver, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's
that looks silver.
That's probably fiberglass, that one.
No, that's original. That's original.
One-on-one model.
There you go. The twin tubber on show above is the only one preserved T4 at Boscombe Down. Used by the Empire Test Pilot School from 1966 to 75, and it retains the colours she wore in service. Display on the gate for many years in 1999, was repainted, looks stunning still to this day. Unfortunately, the station has expanded a little past the former gate position, so the XL629 is now slightly within the base, which can make getting permission for photographers of the aircraft a bit hit and miss affair.
That's
So if
why
you
I
go
didn't
to-
see it.
Yeah, but I reckon you could go in there. But look, it's got the fire streak on the side, the de Havilland fire streak on the side. Can you see that? There you go. There you go. There's another picture of it. That's hell of it. That's the way they've mounted that. That's a dirty word, but that's pretty well nice, isn't it? When's the next one? Oh, look at that one. There you go. Knock yourself out with that one, Sully.
Sully, yeah.
Sully.
You see-
You've got the
That's one of Sully's models.
Yeah, I did that a couple of years ago, didn't I tell you?
He had a lot
only
of rage
thing-
quits with that one.
Oh, he held back.
Look at that.
He
The
was
only
a
good
bad
thing
boy, yeah.
about it, the only good thing about it is that the wheels are still pumped up on the undercarriage.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's mandatory.
Oh, that's a shame. So there it is. That's in New York. That one is in New York in 2017.
Oh, explains that.
That's what it looks like when it was flying.
Go
And
and
that's
sort
what
it
it
out,
was.
John. And Fenris, off you go. Both of you go sort
Look,
it.
see,
Now,
now this one here, that is definitely aluminium in it. That's aluminium. Whereas, and then they paint whips wrong way. They painted it on the other one. They've painted it. That's what it was painted. But originally it looked like that. No, it didn't. What
Hang
are you
on,
doing
if it's
to
in
me?
America, shouldn't we be saying aluminum?
Aluminum.
Yes,
Aluminum. Aluminum.
Alumaloy.
Next one. This one's in Newark Museum in Nottinghamshire. I didn't realise it. Yeah, it does have that. Actually, yeah, I do realise that now. Actually, yeah, ignore me. That's a nice looking one, isn't it? Have you got one, Sully, at your place, or Lightning?
Yeah,
You have, haven't you?
Yeah, it's one of the late prototype.
But it's actually up in the air though, isn't it? So you can't
Yeah.
really have a good look at it. It's in a bad position, that one. It should be like somewhere else and just
Yeah,
What?
they've done it
CrossFit has bad
vertical.
positioning? No way.
yeah, they've done it vertical.
They've done it vertical because obviously it's what it's known for, really, isn't it?
See, that's a nice shit. That's painted silver, isn't it? That one there.
Thing is that they're outside, so they're going to be they'll paint them silver, so
Yeah.
protect it.
Otherwise, they'll disintegrate.
Yeah.
Well, they're doing that just slower.
There you go. One in Farnborough there. This is in Skegness in Lincolnshire.
Skeggy.
Dirty.
Where's Skegness to again?
Lincolnshire coast.
Lincolnshire.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Look at that though. I think it's a lovely plane. Rorex, you think it's ugly, don't you?
What? No, definitely not. I love it.
You love it. Who said it was ugly?
Yeah,
Was it Captain VFC who said it was ugly?
I don't know,
I
but
don't like the
there's
two-seater
something wrong with
version.
them then.
Yeah.
I love those.
It's definitely one of the prettier two-seaters.
Yeah.
It's better than
That's the ones
Hunter.
that were
That's what's
flying,
horrible.
weren't they?
There's a load in Cape Town, isn't it? Because you can spend $5,500 and you can go flying one, can't you?
Not fly, I think, but you can taxi. But I'm not 100% sure if they're flyable.
I
They
think you
used
can
to
fly
be.
them.
They used
Yeah.
to, yeah.
You used to be able to until like a decade
Used to,
ago.
yeah.
I know they got grounded for a bit. And then the company went bankrupt.
Yeah, I think you're right there. Lakes Lightning's at Conisby there, 29 squadron displayed. See, there's loads of markings you can have for the Lightnings as well, isn't there? Just think, this is what we got because we couldn't do the TSR, wasn't it?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Was it the TSR? The TSR, I think the
TSR2 was faster than Lightning as well, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think they got the Phantom due to the TSR not going through. They were considering F111, but then they chose the Phantom.
Oh, yeah, they said, we can have the F111 cheaply.
Yeah, but they wanted to change the engine and stuff like that, and they didn't want to do stuff like that. So eventually they got the Phantom, and then they put different engines in it, and with all like issues because it was a more powerful engine and stuff like that.
If I had the £50,000, I would have had a Lightning in my back garden. But I didn't have £50,000 at the time. Oh, look at that one there with it thrusted at the back. That's a runner that one is in Leicester. Because I said I've never actually seen one fly.
Yeah,
that was. I've never seen. There's not one flying in the UK at the moment, is there? Actually, flying.
I think never. Nowhere at this moment.
No, I would love to.
Well, if they have flown, it's been accidental.
Yeah.
Well, it was the Victor, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They flew on that one accident in Bruntingthorpe.
Yeah.
It went quite high.
I would love one in my back garden. But that's a good website.
Does your wife
London
share that?
Lightnings. Yeah.
Does your wife share that same dream?
Hey, John, you're welcome to come up on Airfix and Chill anytime, mate. I've often said to you, if you want to come up and join us on here, because your knowledge of scale modelling is out of this world, and your channel was brilliant. He goes, here, Muzzy, you know, I've seen so much talent on YouTube. I'm almost embarrassed to go on making videos. Nah, just keep making videos, mate, because your knowledge is impeccable. Zidane says the TSR2 was developed after the Lightning and was tested by the same pilot, Roland Beermont. So, did Jeremy Clarkson put one in his garden? Did he? It wasn't a Lightning, was it? He didn't have one in his garden, did he?
He did.
Did he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He upset his neighbours.
Oh, right.
He really
sounds about right for him.
Yeah. Last one to fly was in South Africa at Thunder City, and it killed its pilot. Well, that says a lot, doesn't it? No, I never saw them flying. It's one of my biggest regrets. When I've been to air shows, they never had them on flying. And I did also think, you know, it would be nice to see one fly. This one here is at Castle Motors down in Liskeard in Cornwall. If you go down the A38 over the Tamar Bridge, go through St Austell, down the other side, look on the left-hand side, you see it there in the car park. Castle Motors. I remember going to air shows at Greenham Common and US Aircraft were minging every year, and the RAF and the Royal Navy aircraft was shining. I remember seeing a Lightning fly in at an air show on Plymouth Hoe in the early 1970s. Yeah. St Austell is 20 miles past that. It's on the left-hand side, isn't it? You go through the tunnel, go up the hill and down, and it's on the left-hand side, isn't it? Sure, it's down there. I've passed it many times. Still to this day, one of the best displays I've seen at an air show was the Vulcan and the Spitfire, of course. Yeah, the Vulcan. That's Sotash. Yeah, Sotash, is it? Fair enough.
I remember seeing the Shackleton fly.
Yeah, me too.
I saw it down at Westwood Ho, flying along the beach at Westwood Ho.
Yeah.
Yeah, we always saw them fly at Lucy. Noisy, that's beautiful. Nothing to do with noisy.
There you go. It's Taffy Holden, an engineer who accidentally flew a Lightning whilst testing for a fault.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Nice story, by the way.
Yeah.
And it was even without the canopy, I think.
No.
Yeah.
No canopy, no ejector seat. The ejector seat was disarmed.
Indeed.
Wow.
Had all the safety pins in it.
Yeah.
So what happened then? He got up the ground, then he landed it safely, I guess.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, it needed cleaning out afterwards.
Yeah, and he got honorary wings, I think, something like that.
Did he get a new pair of pants?
A few, I think.
Yeah, I spoke to a friend of Taffy, and that story is true about the Lightning flight. Yeah. He engaged the afterburners by accident. Whoa, imagine that. You in a Lightning. Rattling down that runway. Friggin' hell. and the ejector seat was foobarred. Legend. I remember seeing Lightnings and Vulcans flying in the early 80s. Yeah, I missed out on the Lightning flying. I saw the Vulcan fly once. Such a shame, really. But, they're just so complex. It's not like getting a Spitfire off the ground, is it now?
No.
But yeah,
it's all the life parts on a jet aircraft are far more complex. It's like you have all the rubber gaskets in there. They're lifed, so obviously, yeah. If an aircraft's been sitting on the ground, it kills it.
Yeah. Well, John, if you've built one, send me a picture, and I'll send you one of these woven patches for building one. The ones I've got designed at the moment are for the Concorde, because I think Airfix will release a 172 Concorde in the foreseeable. The 144 one is just old. I've done the top, as you can see there. I scraped it and then sanded it. There's no filler on the top there. That's just I scraped it back using my Citadel scraper, and then just sanded it down, and it come up all right, to be fair. But it is an old tooling. It is very old. But I spoke to my mate Celtic West. He's built the Revel one, and he said it was dog shit. So I thought I'd have a crack at the Airfix one. I'm just waiting for some more parts to it. But the fuselage is all done. Cockpit on the front, the canopy on the front needs doing, and then decals, and then put the undercarriage on, and this will be finished by next week. And then I'll get the badges done, hopefully in about 2 weeks' time. I've got somebody on the case now. I found on Etsy a silhouette that I really like of Concorde. So I'm going to get them done. And so when you build a Concorde, you can earn yourself a patch. That's the idea. So that's going to be a good little patch for people as a challenge. If people want to build a Concorde, you got a Concorde to build, haven't you, Lexi? Did you not buy one from Hella?
I was going to, but I haven't.
Well, buy it. What are you waiting for?
I've already got all my content planned for like a year.
Who cares? Add it in. I make up content as I go along.
Was that the Concorde AF Concorde?
Concorde is fuck, friends.
Yeah.
I saw that the other day on their site, and I could not stop laughing for whatever.
Every time I
put it on
now,
Twitter. It got quite a few hits on Twitter. That I tried to tag you, but you're not on Twitter, are you?
I'm not.
Yeah. Where's my photos to? Where's my photos? Hang on. I'll show you the silhouette we've got designed for the Concorde. That'll be the silhouette of the Concorde we're gonna have on the back on the badges.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. So that'll go on with in a circle with Concorde Challenge Mod 651 on models underneath it. So that's they're in design at the moment. God, man, they cost me £3 each roughly. By the time I've developed it, designed it, sent it to India to get it soft for the what's it called, patterned, for then sent off to the woven the woman who does the badges for me. She does them 4 at a time on the machine, and then they take about 15 minutes each to make. But this time it's only going to be a 2-color one. It's going to be black silhouette of the Concorde with a white outline, and it's going to have white background as well, a black background as well, I think, and then red around the edge. So we're going to have a few designs made up and pick which one looks the best. So if you are going to build a Concorde or you have built one, keep an eye out on the show on the YouTube channel and email me with your picture, and I'll send you out a woven patch free of charge. Jacob Deadman, I've got the 72 Revel Concorde built but not painted or anything. Need to do it at some point, but I last touched it about 7 years ago. Oh dear me. Fair enough. I'm fortunate to live near active RAF base, and the Hold Your Hair shows there every year. There's a spot to sit where you can see it for free, and I watch the approach flight of the Lancaster. Did that not fly then over the coronation? It didn't, did it? The weather was
no, it was literally just the red arrows.
And they flew a few days earlier in the Netherlands as well.
So what was it? So all they flew was the red arrows. It didn't have the lightning. They didn't have the F-35.
It was just helicopters and then the red arrows, and that's it.
Really?
No, it's beyond safety limits for jets, for the normal jets, and obviously the Lancaster, the Spitfire, and the Hurricane. Christ, they used to fly about in whatever weather.
I would like to point out, I didn't do a video on it because I thought that Airfix didn't do a good job this year with the coronation. They had that massive coronation bundle, which consisted of 9 red arrows, 6 F-35Bs, Spitfires, and a Lancaster. Yeah. I think they should have done that. They should have done that a month ago.
I just think it's a weird set because they all have one marking option.
One market
So,
option.
Who's it for? Is it for resellers? Because that's the only people who are going to buy it.
Yeah. That's a good shout, actually. I didn't think of it like that.
As
I
much
just thought
as I love Airfix, I feel like it was a really stupid bundle in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, it literally who else is it for?
I wonder how many they sold. I'll email Dale and see how many they sold. But I didn't bother doing a video on it. I know Gary did one, but I just felt unless you were going to buy it for a scout troop, let them all have a go at building one. But you know, it just it seemed too expensive.
Oh, yeah. I forget children exist.
It would have been a good one for scout troops or a school project or something.
They already have like their actual projects for that, don't they? They have
but what
like
I'm saying is, yeah,
the proper like group build things where you can buy 10 of the same kit.
Yeah, but what
Just
they
feels
should
like
have
a weird
done,
option.
but what they should have done was release that 2 months ago,
Yeah,
and
the
then all the
F-35
kids
hadn't
could
come
have.
out.
They could, yeah. It didn't, did it? Like as we come out recently, didn't it? Yeah. But still,
it seems like a weird set to me. Like I could get them. I just don't know. I don't really get who it's for, because it's such a weird mix of stuff.
Yeah. What was it again? I have to have a look. I can't remember what was on it.
9 Red Arrows, 6 Typhoons, 6 F-35s, a Lancaster, and a Spitfire, I think.
The Typhoons?
Yeah.
They didn't fly, did
they? 2 Spitfires.
Because it was meant to be everything that was flying in the procession, but nothing flew. Like, I think it's a nice idea in practice, and it would be a cool thing to build. It's just like everything has one decal option. Like you say, I guess for like a school it'd be cool, but they already have something that exists for that.
Yeah.
And I feel like
they do the stuff with Camel, don't they?
Yeah, and I think they do like World War I tanks, I think. And there's I want to say a ship one. But those are I think more affordable than the Coronation set, because that was like $250, which is a lot of money if you're running like a youth group who tend to not have money.
Spend most of it on drugs.
That's what I don't get about that set. It's just a really weird collection.
Yeah. Someone will get it on YouTube. You watch.
Yeah, they'll resell it.
Yeah, it'll be resellers, yeah.
Wonder if Mossy will put one on.
Yeah.
We can get some. We'll all get really cheap lightning soon, though. I guess that's the good thing when the market gets flooded. That same thing that happens in Warhammer when they release gift boxes. Like whatever armies are in there get really cheap because everyone only buys it for like one set, and then they'll just sell everything else.
To be honest with you, I think Games Workshop is just cheap.
Huh?
There's nothing at Games Workshop is cheap.
Relatively speaking. You only have to remortgage one house, not 5.
Yeah, their stuff is so expensive.
Yeah.
It does make you appreciate how cheap this hobby is comparatively.
I thought Airfix had a Coronation coach years ago that you could build.
Hornby they've released a
not
Coronation
a train.
No, the Coronation coach, the 7-ton thing.
Did they not do one with horses?
Yeah.
Britain's did one.
Britain's was it? It wasn't Airfix.
Britain's, yeah, which is the die-cast white metal company.
That thing weighed 7 tons.
Yeah.
No wonder they have, what, 8 horses? 6 horses? 8 horses? Oh my god.
Yeah.
In the stable it sits in, they have to knock the wall down to get it out.
Yeah.
It didn't look very comfortable, that's for sure.
It's not. Famously.
I don't know. The new Queen certainly enjoyed a good bounce in it.
Hey. I thought Airfix released a Coronation coach. They could have released that for the thing, couldn't they?
Like if it had been in the hold of the Titanic, that's where they would have gone. They would have gone to the royal coach. Do you know the scene?
Yeah, I know. Paramount released one, didn't they? A Queen's coach years ago, which I think might have been Airfix. Paramount. So I'm just looking on Scalemates. So let's look on Scalemates. Let me go on Scalemates and have a look. They could really re-release the Coronation Coach. That would have been good, wouldn't it?
That would have been it.
Yeah. I did laugh on April Fools. They brought out the King Charles kit, didn't they, as a joke? So you could build your own King Charles. Because he was murdered, wasn't he, King Charles? Wasn't he? They cut his head off, didn't they?
Yeah.
The second, yeah.
Like a bit of regicide to get the.
I don't think Charles I had such a glorious end as well.
So they had Chinooks, Wildcats, Merlins, and a Puma. So Airfix do all them, don't they? Airfix do a Merlin, don't they? A helicopter, don't they?
They don't have it out anymore, do they?
No. And
they don't have a Lynx. Well, it's not a Lynx anymore, is it? It's a Wildcat, but they don't have one of them anymore. And their Puma was Hella, I think, because Hella still released it, so I'm assuming it was a Hella mod. And the Chinook definitely did exist at some point. I can't think off the top of my head.
Yeah, Airfix released it in 2008, but it is an Atelier. It's an Atelier kit. So they did release it in 2008. Atelier again. They must have partnered up with Atelier back in 2008 because I've still got the glider, which is Airfix, but it's Atelier or Atelier to build. Oh, look at it out. This one here, Airfix released this one back in 2008.
Yeah.
Look at it. Really that way.
Oh, I built that and put it in the bin.
Was it crap?
Yeah.
Was it really crap?
Oh, it was awful.
Was it? This kit here, believe it or not, came with, I believe, or did I buy these? I've got the masking set for the thing, but the details look all right. It doesn't seem like it's quite a biggish looking kit, so that's one for the list to do this soon. The assault. So yeah, I know. I think Airfix partnered up, but see, that's another one that Airfix could do. A Chinook. So they do a Puma though, don't they? They must have a Puma. Airfix must have a Puma.
Yeah, but it's Hella, I think. Because I bought the Hella version recently, so they still release it. So I don't think Airfix have their own, if memory serves.
Yes, they do. They do the Puma. They do the Puma, and they last released it in 2004. Hella released it in 2008, but that's actually an Airfix tooling from 1973. So they could have released that for the coronation, couldn't they?
Yeah. Well, I do. I was right. I've just had a look on Tinternet. Matchbox have released a die-cast version of the coronation coach this year.
Is it Matchbox?
Yeah, 1/64 scale.
And that's die-cast, yeah?
That's die-cast, yeah.
I had a feeling that somebody had one back in the day.
There was one because I can remember seeing it in a catalogue for die-cast cars. I can't remember if it was Dinky Toys.
Yeah.
Or it was Corgi. It might have been Corgi that did it, or even Matchbox. But then I had all kinds of it. I had the Britons stuff like the cavalry and all that lot.
Yeah. Oh, do you know what? Right, this is so frustrating. Right, yeah, somebody's just said that they had the Merlin 148 in the Operation Herrick, Afghanistan.
Yeah.
Like, so only just came up. I knew about the Herrick kit, obviously, because I've never built them apart from the quad bikes. But they've got the Land Rovers, they've got the Merlin, right? And they haven't released it all in 10. So they've got all this tooling that's 10 years old, and they don't release it again. What is going on? They must still have the tooling for it. All these kits that were in the Herrick Operation Range.
Not being funny, but obviously that was when the last bosses were in charge of Hornby. They got rid of a lot of the tooling. They scrapped a lot of the tooling.
Hornby took over in 2006.
Yeah, but the owners had a lot of issues. They destroyed tooling. They scrapped tooling.
Only the train side, not the Airfix side.
Well, you have to think.
No, it was only the Hornby side. They scrapped a lot of tooling. And this tooling is 2013. It's been released once, 2013. So that is modern Airfix. That's Hornby owned Airfix. So they could have at least, the Wildcats. Let's look at the Wildcats. What Airfix have got in Wildcat? Airfix, 20 times. The Grumman Wildcat, no.
I don't think anyone does one.
No, doesn't look like it. No, I just think they've got. Oh, good night, Terry, mate. Get well soon, my friend. Hopefully the treatment will be fine.
Yeah.
Airfix have a Chinook.
Be well, Terry.
You get well soon.
Well, the thing is, a lot of the kits you're saying are ones that are obviously being sold cheap by at the shows.
Herrick. So the Herrick, which is Airfix. Okay, so they got the BAE Warrior, the Merlin. You've got the Patrol and Support Group, which is which one's that? That's the Puma, the Land Rover, and some figures. You've got the Snatch Land Rovers. You've got the Forward Assault Group one, which is the Super Jackal. That's only ever been released once. The Coyote's only ever been released once. The Quad Bikes. So they've got a range of tooling there that's only ever seen the light of day once.
Yeah.
Which is a shame because, like I said, I thought that Airfix only ever released one Land Rover. And that was somebody else's tooling. But in the Herrick, they could easily have brought out the 148 Land Rovers again. In fact, I've got it coming this week. I'll do an unboxing of it. And, but even the quad bikes were such good fun to build, apart from losing the bastard seat, which I've never found, by the way.
Yes, it's when you rolled back the seats this evening, crunch, you found it.
Yeah.
Oh,
this garbage monster.
This quad bike is absolutely a delightful little kit to build.
Yeah.
So if that doesn't impress me, Airfix, you've got a kit like this. The IS 148 looks quite tiny. It was an absolute delight to build, and you could re-release this with new decal sheets and make it more of a fun build. But it's even got the what they called those little ramps on the side. It's got the I built it in a couple of days. Delightful little kit, and they've only ever released it once. I'll tell you what, David, you would love building this little quad bike set. What's right up your street? This is because you like smaller, finicky stuff, don't you?
Me?
Yeah, you like smaller.
Yeah,
finicky,
I did like it when you were building it, actually.
Yeah, it's a cracking little build that, and they only released it once.
Yeah.
So.
No, he's saying old Taggers is saying this Nimrod's only been released once in 2008.
Yeah, so that does make me wonder where the tooling is, whether that 2008 tooling, because Hornby bought out Airfix in 2006, because there's been like the Queen Mary 2 is an original Airfix release, but it's been hella released ever since.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Wait, I could do a link for myself, Moz. What link's that? Yeah, Nimrod was a 2008 release, was only ever released once. Apparently, that was the newest one on the market and going for high prices on eBay. So, it does make you wonder, doesn't it?
It's like the Civics and the FR 47 Seafire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's so many kits that they could re-release, and it wouldn't be an issue. So, and also, it's been 10 years since Operation Herrick, hasn't it? So they could easily build it again. The Coyote, I got the Jackal and the Coyote as well to build.
Oh, look at that little kitten.
That's the Super Cat Coyote that I've got to build sometime in the future. It's a cracking little kit. I know where Celtic West built the Jackal. But you know, it seems really sad that they haven't re-released these kits because they're good kits. So,
Mossy.
What's that? Oh, look at that!
Yeah,
sleeping.
Oh,
all that from Alibaba and the 40 Thieves.
That's all right, isn't it?
Looks good.
Nice.
I love that badge you got there. Where'd you get that from?
This one. Oh, me ages ago.
What's that one underneath?
Oh, that's the one he kept telling me to cover up.
Oh, that's right. Don't show them that. Turn away. Put it away.
He kept saying, "Don't show that one. They don't like it."
No, they don't like it. That was the first one. Ever that was the Airfix one was the first one I got printed.
You could probably sell that on eBay or something.
I've tried. They don't make a lot of money, mate, on eBay. You could buy them on eBay, actually. Somebody else makes them now. But originally, I had them made up. Like, I'd buy about 50. Had the guy just, get the design, put it through the software, and got somebody to print them off. So,
yeah, you can buy them on eBay.
You can buy them on eBay now. Yeah, I gave somebody the idea. I think the person who did them for me is actually selling them herself because she's got the pattern. But no, it'd be really good if Airfix did that one. But yeah, well, it's 10 to 10 now. Anything else any questions in the comments? Put one in now. We'll answer it. Did you know that some of the really old modes from Airfix were destroyed in error against the management's instructions? I didn't know that. I know that a lot of the Hornby stuff was destroyed, but there was a lot of the Airfix stuff wasn't in this country. It was abroad, fortunately. So when the management destroyed the Hornby tooling, that was totally different. So, yeah.
Man, you got a nice camera there, Dave.
Yeah, that's a good camera, mate.
That's really clear.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's only one of them what's-the-majig ones, C920.
Oh,
that's
yeah,
exactly the same one I'm using.
Yeah.
Shows all the mistakes, though.
So that's 4 of us using that then, because Sully has one. I've got 922 now because I gave Sully my 920.
I have one as well.
Ferris has one.
Yeah.
You have one? That's 5 of us.
Oh, yeah. No, right here in my hand.
What scale is that? What scale is it?
124.
124, is it?
Yeah. Do you want to see the original picture?
Yeah, see the original picture.
Let me see if I can get it open. Not there. Wait, I've got to find it. Hang on a sec. Bear with me.
Right, no worries. Question. Moz, are you ever going to do a full 3D printer review? You've been threatening. No.
Why not?
I don't know. I just haven't got the heart.
You know, that is another thing I was impressed with this year. Not impressed in a good way necessarily, but impressed all the same.
How do I share screen?
Press present underneath.
Share screen.
Yeah, present you want.
Oh no.
Oh no.
There you go.
There you go. Right. It's interesting. Look at that.
24th.
Yeah, the boatman.
Not bad.
Old Greg.
I think your partial review is the only one on YouTube of that Hornby or that Humbrol 3D printer.
Like there's a reason for that.
I might get it out again. I just haven't got the bunts to do anything with it.
Just bring back an old trend. Just bring back Will It Blend? The Humbrol printer Will It Blend.
John Parker, does anyone know? Does anyone know anyone that has a model Airfix tractor? There's one at the Margate home of Hornby display cabinet. There's one there. There was one for sale on eBay for $800. It was missing a wheel. Yeah, that's the hell of one. That is.
I know. Nice though, isn't it?
Yeah. You built that over a few days, didn't you? On live stream, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
I enjoyed that video. It was a good video. Did you have a break in the glass?
Yeah, there was a piece right down here near the steps.
Because there was another channel that built one who had the same breakage point on the glass.
Yeah, right at the bottom there.
Right at the bottom by the footwell, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah. Right, go around the question. Right, what kind of airbrush do you all use? Go on then, Miss Modeler. What do you use?
Airbrush.
Who's that?
Lexi. What airbrush do you use, Lexi?
Yeah.
Is that the Ultra? Is that the Ultra?
A cheap thing.
Cheap thing.
I have two of them. I have my Honda and Steinbeck Infinity, but it's kind of broken, so I just have a cheap finger.
You broke it?
I mean, it's been broken since I've moved. Yeah.
How you've moved? Have you?
I moved 3 years ago. Thought I'd lost it, and it got damaged loads. And my friend sort of repaired it, but it was always a bit dodge, and now it's just sort of. This doesn't work at all.
Mine's
anymore.
the Infinity CR. I do have.
Same.
I do also have an Ultra. The Neo I sold, but I do have a Fender 183, which I've got to do a review on in the next few weeks because it's cheap as chits. What one do you have, John?
Is that what I have?
This is the Iwata. Let me turn my lights back on.
Yeah.
This is the Iwata Eclipse.
Nice.
The HPCS. It comes with a 0.35 needle.
Yeah.
You can get, and I have it, a 0.5 needle system. It doesn't work great in it. It will work, but the channel is designed for that needle. So it'll accommodate a 0.5, but the amount of space around the needle is really limited. So you have to use very thin paints if we're using the 0.5. This is absolutely my favorite airbrush. That's your favorite one, is it? That one? Oh yeah, absolutely. And this is just a Pache. What is this? This is the VL319.
That's an old one, isn't it?
It's old. It's single action. Oh, actually, it is double action. I have another Pache downstairs. It's single action, but it's suction fed, whereas this is gravity fed. Anyways, these Iwatas, they're less than They're less than 200. I love it. Yeah, it's great.
Have you tried the Hardware Steenbeck Infinity or the Evolution yet?
No, and I think that's because I'm satisfied with this enough that I don't need to go up, because I don't. My hands they shakes, and so I can do about as fine as I'm physically capable of doing with this. Yeah.
Okay. That's fair enough. Yeah. See, we don't have Pashir in this country. I think people go down the DeVille route. I think it's called DeVille.
You guys have
DeVille. Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah.
What airbrush do you use, Sully?
A Fender, but I can't remember which one it is. It was about 50 quid. And a cheap ass one off eBay, which is about 20, which works really well actually.
You need to put Sully on screen.
Oh, I did. I'll switch him. No, oh, sorry, there you are, mate. Yeah.
Nothing much.
Sorry, mate. I thought I just switched him. What about Rorex? You're hairy stick, aren't you, Rorex? You're a hairy stick man. Yeah, hairy stick. Fenris, what do you use?
I use the Neo for Iwata, the CN. So it's I think it's 0.35 millimeter. I've thought about upgrading. If I do upgrade, I'll probably upgrade to an Iwata of some kind. But it's done me good for about 10 years now, and I haven't felt the need to upgrade. So, yeah.
If you've got a friend who's got a Hardware Steenbeck, just ask them to try theirs out, because I think you'll be pleasantly surprised.
I just checked mine, by the way, and mine's the Fender 186K.
Yeah, 186K. Yeah, that's what we've all got, isn't it? What about you, Dave? Are you airbrush or are you hairy stick? Fair play. I like you got a flat brush there as well, which is good.
Always,
mate. Always a flat brush. James, what do you use for?
Procon Boy.
Yeah.
PS270 2.2 mil.
Yeah.
And the 3 mil, 0.3 mil.
Okay.
And a Badger 5.5 and several Neos.
I think Badger is underrated.
Well, the Badger is brilliant for hosing down with for primer.
Yeah, fair enough. And as I said, I've got Hardware Steenbeck. I've got a Fender, and I also use the Neo. But I sold my Evolution to get the Infinity, and I kind of regret it. I should have got rid of the Ultra from Hardware Steenbeck. But yeah, all good. Let's have a quick look on the chat to see if anybody else has written. Trim Builder, I have the Hardware Steenbeck Evolution with the 235 needles. Have the 3 in it, and I love it. Fair play. I don't own an airbrush, equipment and paints. Oh, fair enough. Hobby Time, I've got 23 airbrushes. Pro Convoy, my favorite. See, I've got to try a Convoy. I've never heard of Procon. And then Dominic, I have Ultra Infinity. Yeah, Ultra Infinity. And Basil Bean's asking, AFC Bournemouth safe for the season?
Oh, I hope so. There were some a couple of teams that took points today, but thank you, Basil. And Basil's he's awesome. He's a great commenter, watcher on the videos, and I appreciate you, Basil. Thank you.
Yeah,
and, I think so. We have 39 points, so.
Yeah, you'll be all right.
Yes, we should be.
Yeah. And on that football note, we'll say goodbye. Thanks, everyone, for joining us this evening. We'll be back again next Monday. I'll think of another title. I'll tell you what, email me. If you think of a really good subject to talk about, we'll talk about it. Just email me. Email address is in the About section. Again, thank you all to the stars of the modelling community here who's joined us tonight. John, let us know when you put that video up, mate, of your Spitfire. It will look fantastic.
I'll be working on it this week. Thank you.
Brilliant.
Yeah,
And everyone else, thank you very much. Crazy Locker, thanks for joining us again, mate.
Yeah.
Lovely to see you. Always a pleasure having you in the show, mate. And you'll have to come up, mate. I want you to come on live and let's see your model kit collection. All right. Anyways, all, thanks for watching and we'll see you next time. Take care, all, and goodbye.
Bye,
Bye.
bitches.